like to call on James Minick, who speaks on behalf of the graduating class, to have some remarks. James?
Thank you, Dean Stone, for that kind introduction. I am humbled that my fellow graduates have given me the great privilege of speaking to you today. The road to this day of celebration was long and difficult. It is no surprise then that many of us have been counting down the days to graduation for quite some time, some of us for more than 3 years. Thankfully, I did not have to worry about keeping a countdown, as my wife was keeping track for me. A sincere thank you to you, Laura, and to all of our families and friends that have survived this journey with us. We would not be here today without you. Yes, this journey through law school has been hard. Many of us experienced doubts as to whether we would complete the journey. My moment of self-doubt was initiated by the two dreaded words, "Stop typing," at the end of our first year property exam. I remember thinking to myself, well, at least I gave law school a try. My fellow graduates were quick to reassure me that everything was going to be okay. They did this, however, not through kind words and encouragement, but rather by the bewilderment and stress that was painted on their own faces. The legend Packers coach Vince Lombardi once said, "The harder you work, the harder it is to surrender." Each of us is here today because we responded to our moments of doubt with a new resolve to succeed. This resolve to succeed was not only individual, but collective. We have pursued our education in collaboration rather than in competition. After spending our first year in a 30 by 60 foot classroom with few windows, we realized that under a competitive model, this school ain't big enough for the 61 of us. At some point, we learned to put any negative feelings aside and agree on the thermostat setting. We valued our relationships above our individual successes, and we are not only better people for doing so, but we will be better attorneys, as we will always have a team of more than 60 other lawyers ready to help us. As the pioneer students of this new school, we have long since learned that our successes, as well as our failures, are shared. For all of us, coming to the Charlotte School of Law was a great risk. The master author of science fiction, Ray Bradbury, once remarked that living at risk is jumping off the cliff and building your wings on the way down. Together, we took a great leap of faith by coming to an unknown, untested, and most importantly, unaccredited law school. But we have seen the benefits of being risk takers. In the words of Robert F. Kennedy, only those who dare to fail greatly can ever achieve greatly. Because of our leap of faith, we have reaped the rewards of an education that is centered on ensuring practice readiness. Thomas More, the patron saint of lawyers, believed that one of the greatest problems of our time is that many are schooled, but few are educated. Here at the Charlotte School of Law, we learn the law, but more importantly, we learn to practice the law. We learn to live the law. This is crucial because once we walk out those doors today, we are not merely scholars of the law, we are lawyers. As pioneers, we cleared the brush and laid the foundation on which the legal institution of the future can be raised. Our legacy as the founding students of this school has been permanently engraved on the culture and organizations that we have left behind. There's a saying that we all leave footprints in the sand. The question is, will we be a big heel or a great soul? I am honored to be a part of the collective footprint, a footprint of hope that we leave ingrained in the Charlotte School of Law. As we step from law school into the world of practice, I am sure that we will leave a second collective footprint on the legal community. This class is brimming with talented and hardworking individuals. We have dedicated ourselves wholeheartedly to various philanthropic, social, and intellectual projects. This class is composed of legal innovators. This class is filled with people ready to humbly serve the public and the interests of justice. In other words, this class is precisely what the legal profession needs at this moment. We must take care to retain our good qualities and not lose ourselves to the billable hour, the billable minute. In fact, as we stand on the threshold of our legal careers, we should reflect on the reasons we came to law school, the reasons we wanted to become lawyers. Under the weight and stress of law school, we can forget the altruistic reasons that we decided to enter the profession of law. During our orientation, the overwhelming majority of us claimed that the reason we came to law school was to help others. We have entered a profession of service, and we have already begun to respond to the call of those in our community who have limited access to justice. Let us not forget that our profession is a calling. Let us continue to fight for those who have asked for justice and found none. Let us be the protectors of the poor, the abused, the physically and mentally handicapped, and most especially those little ones who have no voice at all. Civil society, Aristotle wrote, was not founded merely to preserve the lives of its members, but that they might live well. Having the pleasure of personally getting to know the students, faculty, and staff at CSL, I can say with the utmost sincerity that this school is committed to ensuring that the underserved both live and live well. Just for old time's sake, Your Honors, if I may briefly conclude, Robert Frost believed that a jury consists of 12 persons chosen to decide who has the better lawyer. If Mr. Frost is correct, then I'm sure that you are all going to have incredible careers. It has been an absolute privilege and joy getting to know each and every one of you. I wish you all the best of success. May God bless you.
Thank you, James. It's very clear why you were chosen to represent the class. We really appreciate your remarks. Now I'd like to call on members of our inaugural faculty who speak not only for themselves, but the hundreds and hundreds of people, many here and many not here, who helped to establish Charlotte School of Law and support this graduating class. Scott Broyles, Malik Edwards, Meredith Jeffries, and Susan Rowe, would you approach the podium?
When Charlotte Law brought together its inaugural faculty, there were several extremely experienced professors, and then there were the four of us, lawyers making the transition from practicing law to teaching. Our first days as law professors were your first days as law students, and that makes the four of us particularly proud to be here with you on this incredible day. In your 3 years here, you have probably felt like there was a template for success in law school. Made good grades, participated in 2.3 extracurricular activities, check off your graduation requirements. Well, today you enter into the classroom of life, where there is no checklist for success. I challenge you to begin to define success on your own terms, not based on what society values or what those around you expect of you, but on what reflects who you want to be. You will all leave here today with a JD, an incredible accomplishment and something you share with over 1 million people in the United States. But you each have something that nobody else has: exclusive responsibility for your own life. Not just in the practice of law, but in the way that you treat those you love, give of yourself, and value doing good over doing well. In the words of Abraham Lincoln, in the end, it's not the years in your life that count, but the life in your years. You've heard a lot